Hello, and welcome to my Season 4 Last Epoch build guide dump league starter thing. Um, yeah, we're gonna just get right into this. These are roughly blueprints that I'm gonna follow. I'm not quite sure which I'm starting yet. I think I'm probably gonna go with this first one we're gonna talk about. But without further ado, here you go. So this first build, there's no like nice title or anything because we're in LET, but it is a Ignite Zombie Death Knight Hungering Souls build. So in Season 4, Volatile Zombies can now automate our Dreadshade casts, on top of which they have Poison Chance scaling with our maximum mana, which can be converted to Fire or Ignite, or Necrotic and Damned, but I'm going to go for Ignite. So what we're doing is we're scaling maximum mana, and what better way to pair maximum mana zombies with than the original maximum mana amplifier mages? They get more damage from maximum mana, and they can cast Hungering Souls from our tree, which is huge now. So ignore the fact that I had both Order of Death and Archmage picked. I'm not sure if I'm going to go with a mage army. I might, just because it makes more sense, or if I go for an Archmage. We'll kind of see which one is better. I have a feeling that more mages will most likely be better, in which case I'll just put, the point into Gravetide, but we will see. That will be to discuss. Dreadshade, we're basically just gathering a free zombie whenever the target dies. The only targets with Dreadshade should be zombies, so they'll just get re-raised again and then explode. If we need more Dreadshades out, we'll just cast Volatile Zombies instead of Dreadshade itself. The goal is we should have as many zombies out in the field at all times because they're going to be vomiting, and our total minion count will be amplifying our Hungering Souls further, which I'll get to in a second. For the mages, we just, grab the usual mage nodes, grab the maximum mana damage stuff. I go over here to Battle Harden to grab the cooldown recovery speed. It does mean that they're going to occasionally Necrotic Mortar, but that should be somewhat negligible given the fact that Hungering Souls will always go on cooldown anyways. We'll see if that's a problem. I doubt it will be. I will get to Aura of Decay in a second. We'll get to why Aura of Decay is currently converted to Fire and all the nodes we grab in a second. For now, let's talk about Hungering Souls. We're converting it to Fire. If you don't want to do the single big hit, we don't care about hit damage. Remember, we're doing Ignite. But if you want to do hit damage, I'll link Zeker's build below. He has a nice crit hit one. We're just doing Ignite. We go all the way up here because Eternal Pyre is honestly an awesome node. And it's just, everything is just going to be amplified even further. They're going to have a hell of a lot of Fire Pen with the new Aura Decay stuff. And then the main thing here, Necromantic Emanation. This is why we want our 6 vomiting zombies up at all times. That is 6 times 6, a good old 36% more damage. And then Descent to Madness is just our other more damage over time grab. We don't care about Possession, mainly because with it converted to Fire, it's Spreading Flames, but also no one is doing Spreading Flames in this build, so, it's fine. Just put 1 point here so we can travel through it. That's it. These are 2 travel nodes just to get to these. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. It does get more spell damage per maximum mana, but that's sort of irrelevant for us. It is going to be nice that it does some decent base damage, but who cares? We're doing Ignites. So, Dreadshade. I already talked about this, actually. Yeah, did. Cool. So, Aura Decay. Aura Decay normally doesn't convert to Fire, but with the new Ashwake boots that we will be getting in next season, it does. So what we're going to do is lower the enemy's Fire Res, because this converts with the conversion. We're going to grab all the nodes that nearly everyone grabs for Aura of Decay, and then I'm heading over here. So I'm hoping that this converts properly. If it doesn't, then we're just going to drop these nodes for ailment frequency and ailment duration, but I am hoping this works. So this one may not work, but I assume it should because it says in the subtext that it should. But this will give our nearby minions more fire damage and also more fire chance, hopefully. This node should work, so worst case scenario, we'll still take Plague Bearers, but I'm hoping this also gives them Ignite chance. With that being said, what are we grabbing on this tree for everything? I'm grabbing ambitions. We're going to have zombies dying all the time. We don't want to go for the sacrifice thing. That's just too much. You're just trying to do too much. Just ignore it. Ambitions is always good. Soulfire could auto-convert your Hungering Souls for you if you didn't want to travel all the way over here for these nodes. I don't really know what else you would get. I mean, you could get some kill threshold. This is a really high kill threshold node, so, you know, maybe that would be nice. But your preference, doesn't matter. Raven's Rise in the late game for more cast speed. Vomit is a spell, so Vomit will be sped up by cast speed. Same with Hungering Soul, so that's good. We probably don't need Cycle. It's here right now for a +1, but I may just remove it. It's not really doing too much besides an auto-resurrect, which I don't even think we want auto-resurrects for the most part. We're going to be spamming these zombies. We want this direct cast Dreadshade node to be up all the time, so we might just replace Cycle, which would be kind of cool to have a zombie build, no cycles. Bone Wisp, it's just solid, and it gives us Flame Ward when we use a movement skill, more defensives, +4 to intelligence skills. It's great. It's not required. There's a lot of options for a weapon. You're probably going to see a lot of people do other things. You could do Spreading Flames if you wanted to, you know, be a little bit more of a buffer. There is, like, there's other options. If you wanted max mana from Executioner's Tie, the only, which is the thing, you'd have to go Chaos Bolts, but still. Yeah, there's a lot of options. You can go Dragon's Flame Edict, but the main reason why we're just going to do this one, it's solid, it's an early choice, it's easy to get, you buy it off a vendor, yada yada. Moenia for mana, and also mana gained is Ward on block, which is super convenient. Decrepify, Pearls of Swine, most people know this necklace already. Everyone's been using it for a while now. As far as idols go, take them with a grain of salt. I have no clue how altars are really going to pan out, but you definitely want a max mana idol altar. Aura Decay and minion cooldown recovery speed, so that our mages cast Hungering Souls a lot quicker. That is the goal. Yeah, blessings are pretty straightforward. Minion damage, resistances, endurance threshold, because I'm using Wall of Nothing in late game, but you could honestly use whatever you want here, so, you know, grain of salt. Max mana, because that's the scaler, so obviously grab max mana. I'm probably going to run Seed later on. That's just my preference. I really like the Seed Wall of Nothing setup, but to be honest, it's not that great, so use whatever you want. If you wanted to scale this further, you could do some bees nodes. I think there's a bee corruption or something, and you can also get bees on a belt from the experimental affix, if I just type this in. So, bees on potion use, and then swap this to jungle queens. Fantastic idea. You would probably want to go dodge, though, so you would change Wall of Nothing for, ooh, I don't know. You'd probably want to do Wings of Discord. This is going to be really solid for you, so who knows. That's kind of the general gist of it. Zombies vomit. Hungering Souls ignites. You'll have a lot of ignite stacks. Hopefully it'll do a bunch of damage. Second, we're going to Witchfire again. Witchfire Warlock is super strong. It's a great strong monolith farmer. It is basically Righteous Fire from PoE, if people know about that. So, you know, if you want to run around and only cast a spell every 12 seconds to do all your damage, this is the one for you. With this league, instead of running for aspirational gear without, you know, where we do like Spirit Plague, Bunkers, Profane Veil, all that, there is now an Ashwake setup. So Ashwake will push this build even farther. It'll lean more into the fire damage rather than necrotic damage, but that's okay because Aura of Decay is so strong when it's converted to fire for us. So we will be using Witchfire instead, or for Witchfire, we'll be running Aura of Decay instead of Spirit Plague. Spirit Plague already was kind of mediocre. It really just was there for an extra curse for 3% more damage on Warlock for our Mastery node, and then it gave us some ward on hit, which is great, but it's not that crazy. So this is our new setup. We're running Aura of Decay, and I'll link this whole written guide. It's been updated for Season 4 in the comments, as you can see somewhere. I think the build bot said I've updated it, but yeah, here we go, at the bottom. So yeah, I'm not going to yap about this too much. The written guide does. Let's get to number 3, Ignite Chaos Bolts. So what is different from this compared to a couple seasons ago to when everyone was running like Bleed Frostbite Chaos Bolts? I think that was Season 1, to be honest. Besides Ashwake doing what I've already stated for us, which is great for ignites, because you also get ignite chance from these boots, which is also awesome. Um, Flames of Midnight has been updated so that Wandering Spirits properly converts Putrescence to deal ignites. That also means while we're scaling all the ignites from the Chaos Bolt tree, we are now scaling Putrescence. So Putrescence should, in theory, add a lot more ignite to us. I'm really hoping Poison Minds converts, but the dev said it didn't. It seems like a super large oversight to me, but we will see what actually happens in game. Maybe they forgot. Even Mike said if it did actually go, that would be a huge patch notes miss if they didn't. So I highly doubt any of this converts. You're literally grabbing this because it's a nice big button, which would hopefully make this build a lot stronger on bossing and give us some passive generation from that. War of Decay, obviously, we're grabbing. And then Bone Curse, you just grab because it's super useful. Mark of Death, chill, some kill threshold. Now, there is some tech that if you don't want to spec Bone Curse, just get Bone Curse for the more damage. You spec Profane Veil because you go down here, and then if you click your Wandering Spirits button and then Profane Veil, the Wandering Spirits become a hell of a lot better. They gain more damage, up to 75%. They gain 75% more area, and you gain a bunch of ward based off your necrotic res, which you're probably already stacking anyways. So this is another option. I might even try it, just dropping Bone Curse. It sounds weird because then you lose Mark for Death, but you're gaining so much minus res that Mark for Death may not even be useful anymore. Hot take. So yeah, that's this setup. If you don't want to run the Aura of Decay, I do have a Wildfire Ember setup because Wildfire's been changed. You just swap in the Fiery Dragon Shoes for more Fire Pen, and then Wildfire Embers, and then you stack Fire Res and Necrotic Res. The main reason why I don't use Wildfire with Ashwake is because you will lose fire resistance while Aura of Decay is active from this node here, right? So basically, you're playing a balancing act with your intelligence and your fire res. So Wildfire Embers, which scales with uncapped fire res, takes a huge hit. You lose like 50 to 100% ignite chance from this if you're running Ashwake. It's just not worth running it. So one or the other. That's the choice. Very self-explanatory. You can grab armor idols. You could grab literally any altar you want. It's just kind of what I'm going with right now, but who cares? It's whatever you want. That's really the gist of it. We are running fire starters this league instead of the usual dragon horn wand with the cast. Instead of the usual cast speed, mana cost wand, mainly because I feel like more damage multipliers are gonna go crazy with the fact that we can actually penetrate resistances a lot better. So that I think will be worth it in the long run. Plus, Firestarter's Torch, you can actually realistically get an LP4. It has a very high drop chance, it's got a very high Rune of Ascendance chance, and it's got a very low LP4 chance. 1 in 300 is incredible. For instance, LP4 on Flames of Midnight is 1 in 200,000. So, you know, it's reasonable to get a very, very, very good Firestarters. Cradle the Erased is just sort of default shield. You can use whatever you want here, whether it's a Catalyst from War Ward or a shield for block. I like adding layers of defense. Sue me. Yeah, that's about it for number 3. And then number 4, Return of the King, really. Flame Whips have gotten even better. If you want to go with normal Ignite Fire Flame Whips, Ashwake is your best friend. Everyone loves Ashwake. Ashwake is great. But now that it properly converts for either bleed or poison chance, unfortunately, poison chance is not a poison hit, so I didn't make a build for it. But the bleed chance is a bleed hit now. So everything is actually working with the bleed converts on Spine. According to patch notes, if you want to go read about it, you can. But what this means is we can actually help our monolith clears without doing that weird slapstick infernal shade that I used to do to help monolith clear. You just run Carrion. Carrion will give you like a 35% on average chance to explode every mob you kill and deal physical damage. This is pretty solid. It's got 30 base damage. Obviously, we're adding some damage it, right? It's like 150% damage effectiveness. So from this alone, you're getting like 70 spell damage. You're doing your thing. Um, it'll be good. The one, Thornslinger, this Exsanguis can be anything. I'm probably gonna run like Architects or something. Or sorry, not Architects, because of Carrion. I'm probably gonna do some sort of Exsang low life. You could also do Dodge low life with Shroud. I think Maxwell's guide does that, but neither here nor there. You just grab crit chance on your rings and your helmet, and you should have roughly 100% crit chance. These 1x4 and new 1x3 Omen Idols give you spell damage at low health, so you definitely want to be low health for this. And the way we do that is a real quick turn off all leech. This is a requirement. If you're going low life, this is a requirement. There's too many health leech nodes on these trees to make it. Plus, you just spam Rip Blood in between your fissure casts. This gives you global spell damage. It gives you some ward back. If you wanted to, you could just not. If you wanted to do a high health version with leech, you could turn off the necrotic version and have a blood tether as well. It is bleed or physical damage over time. So there's that. Orb of Decay, just a rough chill things, slow things, go physical. You'll be fine. I chose Profane Veil because Warlock is really good at. You could do this. Doom Herald is really good. Actually, I think I was playing around with stuff, so I would actually recommend going into Doom Herald. Oh yeah, here we go. These were the extra points. You grab these. You grab 3 points here if you're doing dodge. But you grab a bunch of points in Doom Herald. It amplifies your damage even further. As long as they're damned, or just makes you less damage taken while you're in Profane Veil. And usually Doom damned chance kind of just comes by default. If you need a little bit of damn chance, it's not hard to get. A couple points on the tree, worst case, or you'll eventually get damned by doing something. You could even put like a point here, right? Actually not a point here, sorry. You could even just, get some damned chance somewhere. I think this rips, yeah, here, Gushing Wound. You could take out these nodes because it really doesn't cost any mana anyways, and go here and you could get some damn chance, and then, Rip Blood and Profane Veil and you're good to go. Yeah, okay, that's a bunch of yapping, but there's your rough overview. I'm gonna start probably Vomit, Ignite, Skeletal Mage, Hungering Souls. Witchfire Warlock is still a great choice. Ignite Selfcast CB, still solid. Definitely not meta, that's for sure. And then Physical Flame Whips, probably a bit more meta. This one is the only one on this entire list that has been proven to be uber viable. There is no reason for Physical to not do uber, just like the fire version does. So, yeah, take that with what you will. Thanks for watching.